The Golden Bachelorette Joan Vassos and Chock Chapple seem like an old married couple. February 9, 2025. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. The Golden Bachelorettes Joan Vassos and Chock Chapple haven't been engaged for very long, but sometimes they already seem like an old married couple. 60-year-old Chock Chapple proposed to Joan, 63 years old, in July 2024. But they couldn't go public with their relationship until the season finale aired in November 2024. Since going public, they've spent a lot of time together. They've been traveling back and forth between their home states and have focused on getting to know each other while blending their large, close-knit families. They both dove into the relationship head first. No one will ever be able to accuse Joan or Chock of not giving their relationship enough of a chance. Since getting engaged on the Golden Bachelorette Season 1, they've put serious effort into making it work. Joan lives in Maryland, while Chock lives in Kansas, but they've managed to spend a lot of time together. Though they appear to be blissfully happy since finding each other later in life, they do seem to exude the dynamic of an old married couple. Though this sounds like a bad thing, it can have upsides too. Joan and Chock are used to being in relationships. Joan and Chock are no strangers to being in a deeply committed relationship. Before being cast in The Golden Bachelor and The Golden Bachelorette, they had lived full lives. Joan was married to Joan Vassos for 32 years before he was diagnosed with cancer and passed away in 2021. By all accounts, the two were very much in love and happily raised their 4 children together. Joan never expected to find herself back in the dating pool at her age, but that's where life led her. Chock was also accustomed to being in serious relationships. He was married to Heather Chapple for 12 years before they divorced. They had 2 children together, Taylor and Tyler Chapple, who are now young adults. After his divorce, Chock met Catherine Gorey and fell in love. They were engaged for 9 years before Catherine passed away in 2022. Neither Joan nor Chock had been single long before they met on the Golden Bachelorette Season 1. Joan and Chock act like an old married couple. Some people like being in a relationship, which seems to be the case for Joan and Chock. They both dived into their new engagement with relative ease. The Golden Bachelorette Season 1 couple were recently interviewed on the Dear Shandy podcast, and a clip was posted on Instagram. In the highly illustrative clip, Joan and Chock mildly disagree about throw pillows. While Chock prefers a throw pillow-free environment, Joan wants as many throw pillows as possible. Joan engaged in throw pillow math to explain why she needed so many. The couple described a shopping trip to a home goods store, during which they needed 2 full carts just for all the pillows. Joan quickly explained that Chock had a king-sized bed, so he needed 3 pillows going down each side, and 3 more across to make it look good, not to mention pillows for multiple other bedrooms. It's a great sign that Joan is putting her personal touch on Chock's home, even if it does fill the place with throw pillows. The cute argument very much makes them sound like an old married couple. Joan and Chock already bicker like an old married couple. Since the Golden Bachelorette Season 1 finale, Joan and Chock have been together a lot and have been posting heavily on social media. Joan recently posted an Instagram video of her and Chock cooking together, where they bickered like an old couple. In the video, Joan and Chock prepare a Kansas City-style barbecue in honor of Chock, who's from the Midwest. The couple prepared a 9-pound pork shoulder. When Chock goes to add garlic to the meat, Joan snaps at him about how to do it properly. After briefly bickering about proper garlic placement, Joan wins the argument and gets her way. The moment was notable enough that multiple people in the comment section pointed it out. One person wrote in defending Chock's garlic placement, insisting he was doing the job properly before Joan interfered. Joan's caption reads, "Our first cooking video together. At this rate, it could be their last cooking video together. Despite their bickering, it's hard to argue that the final result of their meal looked delicious. They may argue like an old married couple, but they're a good team. Fighting words at the Magic Kingdom. The garlic incident wasn't even the first time it seemed like things were less than perfect between them. During Joan and Chock's recent trip to Disneyland, Joan recorded a video to post on Instagram. Since Joan was taking the video as a selfie, she and Chock were physically struggling to get into the frame together. "Get in here," Joan jokingly says to Chock. "Pretend that you like me." Though she was joking, they say there's a little truth in every joke. Returning to Disneyland was symbolic for Joan and Chock because it was the location of their first date. Joan liked Chock right away and even gave him the Golden Bachelorette Season 1's first solo date. The pair went to Disneyland, where they rode the rides, met several characters, and connected over shared values and experiences. They ended the date with a romantic kiss under the famous Disney fireworks display. They didn't bicker at all during their first date, but they're more comfortable with each other now. Joan and Chock's dynamic could be a good thing as it can foster familiarity, but it could also breed the video couldn't help but laugh at the dynamic between the couple. One commenter defended Chock, insisting that he was actually placing the garlic properly. Despite the bickering, the end result, a delicious-looking barbecue, showed that despite their small disagreements, they worked well as a team. It was another example of how Joan and Chock were already slipping into the familiar patterns of an established relationship, bickering over the details, but knowing that, in the end, they'd make it work. A Magic Kingdom moment. Even when they weren't in the kitchen or arguing about pillows, Joan and Chock continued to show their playful, comfortable dynamic. During a recent trip to Disneyland, Joan recorded a video of the two of them trying to get into the frame for a selfie. The video began with Joan jokingly telling Chock to pretend that you like me, as they struggled to fit into the shot together. While Joan was clearly joking, her words spoke to the ease of their relationship. It's not uncommon for couples to tease each other, especially after they've been together for a while. But for Joan and Chock, it was clear that they were enjoying the moment, even if they were teasing each other. Their playful teasing also highlighted their growing familiarity with each other. What made this moment even more meaningful was the fact that Disneyland held special significance for the couple. It was the location of their first date. Joan had chosen Chock for the season's first solo date, and they spent the day at Disneyland, connecting over shared experiences and values. They ended the day with a kiss under the famous Disney fireworks, and the trip marked a beautiful beginning to their romance. Now, returning to Disneyland felt symbolic, a reminder of how far they had come together. Comfort, but potential for conflict. Joan and Chock's dynamic, with its mix of playfulness and bickering, might seem like a sign of a long-term relationship. They've already slipped into the rhythm of familiar habits and routines, which is a good sign for any couple. However, while comfort is essential for a relationship to thrive, it can also lead to complacency. They may find themselves in the same patterns of argument or disagreement, which could pose a challenge down the road. For now, though, Joan and Chock seem content in their little world, one filled with throw pillows, garlic debates, and Disneyland memories. Their relationship is far from perfect, but it's real. And for two people who've already experienced loss and heartache in their lives, finding comfort in each other's company is perhaps the most beautiful thing of all. As their relationship continues to evolve, fans will be watching closely, wondering if this couple of the Golden Bachelorette will continue to find joy in their quirks and playful bickering. One thing is for sure, Joan and Chock have created a love story that feels as timeless as their personalities, full of warmth, comfort, and just the right amount of spice.